Yeah, I think we can start now. Thank you very much. So first, yes, our title as mentioned that we have a leadership style and child adult ratio in churches, a quantitative study. Uh, First, I'd like to introduce myself. This is me. I'm Dr. Jacky Yeung. I'm an assistant professor in the Hong Kong Adventist College. And also one of my students called Kelso Shum. Why I want to bring him because he has contributed a lot of ideas in this research. At the same time, he really want to go into the research field. This is why I also invite him to come to join us and present together and get more research experience. Okay, and first, I will give time to Mr. Sum to present the literature review.
Okay, about literature review. First, there is decline in children youth within congregations reflects a global patterns of aging church populations. And second, younger individuals uh only occupies 24% of a church. And third, leadership style has been consistently linked to church development. And fourth, charismatic leadership supports expansion in megachurch context. And fifth, paternalistic leadership also shows positive correlations with growth. And sixth, leaders with strong interpersonal skills are more likely to engage in children's ministry. And seven, people-oriented and relational styles further correlate with healthy conjugations. And about
Yes, so this is the literature review. As I see throughout all the literature, we found that there's a gap, there's a research gap. Why, in what way we can improve the church, especially recent in Hong Kong conference, they are trying to increase the number of students. This is make me to think in what way we have more children in our church, and I have the data set. Then I'm thinking, how about leadership? Is leadership a good way to predict or even to know that the number of children in our church? This is why it come to me this idea, this research idea, and you can see that throughout the literature, there are many pages or many scholars mention that leadership style is correlated with the church ministry and even with the children ministry. At the same time, you can see some of the places here. You see the children is declining in churches, not only our Adventist churches, but all over the world, not throughout all denomination. So this is why I think we need to know how can we have more children in our church. So I start this question with from the perspective of leadership. It's come to our research question.
Okay, about research question and hypothesis. First, we have the leadership style associated with the ratio of children and adults of a church. And second, how leadership styles predict the ratio of children and adults of a church.
Yes. So,
and about research approach, we use the quantitative and non-experimental analysis.
Basically, we use the data set from NCD project, and we use the data set and try to analyze the leadership and also the ratio between student and adult. And the sampling, we got the data set from NCD American.org office. This is basically from Dr. Chinchala, and the people who have been surveyed is the pastor from various regions worldwide in 2024 to 25. There are people of the demographic variable were not all of differentiated. They don't have, let's say this way, we don't specify the gender, we don't specify the denomination, we just use all the people, all the data from all the people. So the data set we have not only from the Adventist church, but all around the world. We have more than 10,000 churches compute the sample. So it is a very large data set. Who will be taking the survey? First, is the senior pastor. If they are not available, then they will the person who appoint the facilitator will be doing the research. Okay, the analysis. How will you do the analysis? There is association between child, adult ratio, and leadership style. So for this part, for the left part, we use the Spearman non-parametric correlation because the question we have or is more like a yes and no question. So in this case, it's better to use the Spearman non-parametric correlation. For the right side, we have the leadership style predicting child adult ratio. We use regression analysis. The preliminary analysis or preliminary analysis procedure has been done by when we have received the NCD project. First, we try to identify the outlier and also try to assess all the statistical assumption required for correlation and linear regression analysis. For example, whether it is a linear or other assumption. So we try to check all of them and try to do this preliminary analysis. Okay, this is the first result, correlation between the leadership style and also the child adult ratio. As you can see, there are many leadership style is tested or is collected in the NCD project, but only three of them is statistically significant in alpha at alpha 0.05. So as you can see, one star is they are significant at 0.05, and also if they are 2-star, they are 0.01 level. So they are significant. As you can see, child adult ratio is correlated with task-oriented, people-oriented, and serving. And this is the regression tables. As you can see, I don't see my notes. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, I cannot see it. Okay, as you can see, the data is the raw number is 0.01 and also the R square is 0.041. In other words, and also the adjusted R square is 0.338. It means that this is the answer, and the data can explain around 4% of the model. And also on the other hand, we can see that there on our right side, it is statistical significant at 0.00 and 0.00 and 0.04, and they can be explained by 0.19 and 0.05 and 0.02. Although the number is small, in other words, they have a lower effect size or lower influence, but they are still statistically significant. They are still, I mean, we still need to look at it. And also you can see the alpha table that is less than 0.001. And yeah, this, in other words, the model is significant statistically. What is the application of the data? What can we learn from the data? First, the child adult ratio are moderately connected to the pastoral leadership behavior. We can see that the ratio between child and also adult is related to the leader. If the leader behavior in any the leaders or the leadership style may affect the children, the number of the children. And pastor who balance relational care with the task-oriented guardian may have a higher number of child in their church. At the same time, he also mentioned that to deal with the aging population in church, the administrator of the conference may assign pastors who are more people-oriented and task-oriented to the local church. And on the other hand, for educational institution level, the theological education may provide training to the upcoming or the new or pastor in training to improve their leadership skill in these two aspects. And okay, this is the reference. I hope that our presentation make any sense to you guys.